Have you ever pondered upon the unsettling question, what makes a psychopath? The answer might be more complex than you think. Let's plunge into the fascinating but eerie world of psychopathy, starting with the story of John. John was a charismatic individual, always the life of the party. He had an uncanny ability to charm those around him, a trait often associated with psychopaths. But this charm was a facade, a mask that hid his inability to empathize with others. He manipulated people, using their trust to his advantage without feeling any remorse. This lack of empathy, manipulation, and absence of guilt are classic hallmarks of a psychopath. Let's shift our focus to Jane. Jane was a high achiever, always striving for success. She was fearless, determined, and never let emotions cloud her decisions. But behind this strong exterior was a complete disregard for the rights of others. Jane would lie, cheat, and step over anyone to get what she wanted. Her lack of fear, persistent lying, and lack of concern for others are also indicative of psychopathy. Next, consider the case of Sam. Sam was a thrill seeker, always chasing the next adrenaline rush. He had a history of getting into trouble but never seemed to learn from his mistakes. This constant need for stimulation, coupled with his irresponsible behavior and inability to learn from past mistakes, are yet more characteristics of psychopathy. Now, let's turn our attention to Sally. Sally had a superficial charm about her, was egocentric, and was always looking for ways to manipulate others to get what she wanted. She had a complete lack of responsibility and was unable to form lasting relationships. These traits, much like the others mentioned, are key indicators of psychopathy. It's important to remember that psychopathy is not a choice, but a disorder, one that is characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy and remorse, and bold, disinhibited, and egotistical traits. Not all psychopaths are violent or criminals. Some may just be individuals who struggle to form genuine relationships and have a disregard for the rights of others. In conclusion, psychopathy is characterized by a number of traits such as lack of empathy, manipulation, absence of guilt, persistent lying, lack of fear, constant need for stimulation, irresponsibility, and inability to form lasting relationships. It's a complex disorder that is not fully understood, and while it can lead to harmful behaviors, it doesn't necessarily mean that a psychopath is dangerous or evil. Remember, understanding is the first step towards empathy and change. So the next time you encounter someone who seems a bit off, maybe you'll think of John, Jane, Sam, or Sally, and remember that there's often more to a person than meets the eye.